able to like say who. Okay.
Well.
So we have. What's going on, y'all? It's Taylor with y'all 106.7. Today I'm joined with my buddy, country music singer, songwriter, and winner of The Road, Mr. Adam Sanders.
Good morning. Good morning.
You just broke some news to me. You're the winner.
Pretty crazy, huh?
That's incredible. Congrats.
Thank you so much.
I'm so proud of you. Very well deserved, obviously.
Thank you. It's a crazy chain of events to be in this position, and just so grateful for this opportunity.
So with that, you're going to be playing at Stagecoach?
Yes.
A record deal?
Possibly. We'll see. I know we got the Stagecoach coming up. That'll be in April 26th, I believe. Then we also are going to be playing the Pentacle sometime later in the year for the Red Bull Jukebox. Mm-hmm. And yeah, just going to take it as it comes.
How are you feeling?
I feel honestly just very fortunate, very blessed. I mean, you know how long I've been grinding at this thing, and to be put in this opportunity, I can honestly say that my experience and just all the time that I've put into this for the last 12 years of, putting out music and touring and writing songs prepared me for this moment right here. And so I'm just very honored and grateful.
Well, you were so fun to watch at a live show. I've been to your show several times. You're so full of energy, which Keith Urban and they all said that multiple times. But you can tell, like, it's not your first rodeo, that you've been doing this for a while. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, I was talking to my dad the other night about it, and he was like, you've always had this like confidence on stage, even as a kid. And so I feel like I've just sort of honed my craft over the years and just kind of gotten just a little bit better. And, it all paid off being on the road and being the winner.
I loved the videos of Little Adam that they showed. Was it like episode 7 or something? Yeah.
I started singing when I was like 3 years old. It's the only thing I've ever wanted to do, ever thought about. And it's just, it's crazy that I'm literally living my dream in this exact moment. Talking to you right here, these things are the things that, I've dreamed about, since I was a little kid.
So what was the competition like? I mean, you're up against people you're friends with, so many other talented musicians. Did you get nervous?
No, I was never nervous. I think I identified really quick what this show was going to sort of require to win it. I felt like I recognized that we had such a short amount of time to grab the audience's attention, which is we had 2 songs. We had an original and a cover, and we were playing cut downs of those songs. So that was sort of a challenging thing. So in my opinion, song selection, when and where you played your songs, and having your talking points down to the crowd was very, very important. And so for me, I was just very strategic of what songs I played when and where, and always tried to find new ways to sort of separate me from other contestants on the show, and just really leaned into what I felt like was what I do best, which is a lot of crowd interaction and being a showman. And, I kind of identified pretty quick that there was some better singers than me on the show, and I let them sort of, sing and do their thing, and sort of didn't get in that boxing match with them on a singing competition. But I also knew that if I knew I had songs that would translate to a Keith Urban crowd, and just really just went after energy.
I want to go back to that because you had mentioned something. You said, I want to make sure that I'm not a one-trick pony. So it's like you're very strategic. You knew what you're doing. But something I love about you is your determination, your grind, your drive. So I'm just very, very happy for you.
Well, thank you.
And I love what Blake said. He said you should be a politician. I'm like, that. I would vote for you.
I've never thought about that, to be honest with you. Yeah. It's like I said, just it just felt very validating to be a part of those, to be in the same room, and for guys like Keith Urban, Blake Shelton, and Gretchen Wilson to sort of see something in me and to sort of say like, hey man, this guy's got it. Just felt, very awesome to for them to recognize the hard work I've put into this.
Is there anything that you learned from Keith or Blake while out there, Gretchen, any of your mentors that stopped by?
I felt like, for me, I'll never forget this. 2 shows in, Gretchen Wilson comes into rehearsal, and she says, hey, I think you should do a Brooks and Dunn song. And I told her, I said, hey, I'm saving that for the Ryman. And she was like, which was the finale, and she was like, she kind of gave me this look. She was like, how do you know you're going to make it to the Ryman? And I was like, I don't. But I know if I make it to the Ryman, I need a moment to win this thing. And she kind of looked at me and was like, okay. And so I think I just learned from them to trust my gut and to be who you are as authentically as possible, because, I think a crowd, a country music crowd, can smell authenticity, and they can also smell when you're not being true to yourself. And so, like I said, it's so much fun for me to play shows. There was a point in my career where I didn't know, what was going to sort of happen. And so every show, I just wanted it to be known that, like, I am having the most fun in this room, and you guys are going to have fun with me. And so I think it was just leaning into, to me and my true self.
Yeah, I love that. I almost got chills when you said that. That was special. And your energy is so contagious. We actually had Gretchen in here recently talking about the road. So she's incredible. Billy Joe Jones, we've also, but now we have the winner of the show. So
yeah,
excited to have you here. Jordan Davis said he wanted to cut your song, that it sounded like a hit. Get it if you did it.
Yeah.
Can you tell us anything about that? Is that going to happen? You already released it.
Yeah, so I put the song out. I haven't heard anything from Jordan since then, so, who knows? I mean, I've learned in this business, you never know what could happen. You sort of take everything with a grain of, salt, and so, but I'm just very grateful that, he come up to me after the show too and was like, dude, he's like, I've been a fan of yours for years. And so I was like, how is that even possible, bro? You've got like 15 number ones at this point, how are you a fan of me? And so it's, like I said, just a whirlwind. I'm very grateful. It's, we're right here at a brand new year, and I think next year is going to be a big year for us.
You've got Stagecoach, a lot of exciting things. Do we have any New Year's resolutions, or we don't even have time to think about that because you're so busy? Yeah,
I don't know about any resolutions. To be honest with you, my whole plan moving forward, and about a year ago when all this started, was to just sort of take my hands off the wheel. I mean, like, I've worked so hard at this, and a lot of times I've kind of felt like I've sort of manifested this myself through hard work. And so about a year ago, I honestly just sort of like took my hands off the wheel and said, Lord, you open the doors for me that I can't open for myself, and I'll walk through them. And so as we get into this next year, it'd be very easy for me to sort of say, okay, I'm in this position. Now let me take the wheel and let me steer this where, I think it needs to go. And so my whole thing is just to be a passenger, and wherever that goes, whether that is, signing a record deal, if it's not signing a record deal, releasing music, if playing shows, whatever this thing looks like, I'm just grateful to be in this position, and, just want to keep being the passenger.
Yeah, very poetic of you, Adam. Well, Jesus, take the wheel. And I think that's true. Sometimes we make plans and God laughs. He's like, I got something better in store. Yep. Just wait. So
which is crazy. I never dreamed in a million years that I would ever do anything like the road. When this opportunity was presented to me, though, I for whatever reason, it just felt right in my spirit to do it. And it, it's crazy to be sitting here today to look back and say that gut feeling was right, to come through and win this thing. And so like I said, you never say never. You never know what's around the corner.
Yeah, amen to that. I'd like to see you on another Taylor Sheridan show.
Yes, that would be awesome.
Maybe like a scripted role.
You think I would be good at killing somebody, or somebody killing me, or what do you think?
I think maybe you'd be like the good old boy that wants to fight for the land that people are trying to steal.
Hey, I'd do
like
it.
That.
I'd do it in a heartbeat.
I can see that. So new music, Bible in a House Fire, Get It If You Did It, Cat in a Hat. I love them all. I heard you play Cat in a Hat at the listening room.
Yeah.
That one was very catchy.
Thank you.
We have a full-length project coming out in 2026,
Possibly
maybe?
so. So I was in the studio all last year working on 7 songs. We've released 3 of those 7. My plan is to go back and cut 7 more and possibly look at, packaging them all into a full album, but we'll see. It's kind of a singles market right now, so we're just going to keep riding the songs. I think Bible in a House Fire and Cat in a Hat is kind of 2 songs that are really doing well for us right now, with them being out in the marketplace. And so we're going to continue to kind of release some songs as we go into the next year and just see where it ends up. Who knows? Did
you get to write when you were out there at all? I don't know how long filming was.
So we shot all of this February, March, and April of 2025. And so, honestly, I was so locked into the task at hand that I didn't have time to think about anything else. I was so focused on what I needed to do week after week. And so I didn't really get a lot of time to write. But after we got off the road from that, I've done nothing but write songs, literally since April all the way into now. And so I've stocked up a lot of material, and a lot of it will never see the light of day, but it's I feel really good. I feel like I've got a very clear direction of where I'm going as an artist moving forward. And my whole my whole roots of my music has always been 90s country. And, I've through the years, I've tried to find a way to blend that with who I am. But I feel like this batch of music is the first batch of music where I've really, really honed in on that. And so my whole thing is I want to bring back an era of music that is the most special to me and is what is my true authentic self, which would be late 90s, early 2000s. Like I'm talking about that early McGraw, early Chesney, the ballads of Mark Wills, all that kind of stuff is something that I feel like is missing right now in our genre. If you look at a guy like Zach Top, like he's got like that early 90s sound covered, that George Strait, kind of thing going on, some of that Alan Jackson, stuff. But I'm kind of gunning for that next wave of stuff, the stuff that feels like it belongs in a stadium and, kind of sprinkling my own touch to that kind of stuff.
I love that. And we touched on your 90s Kid EP the last time
that
you were here. I was jamming to that this morning, your version of Maybe We Should Sleep on It.
Uh-huh.
She's in Love, Heads Carolina, which you played that on the road. And that's what we play here at Y'all 106.7 because it's just, there's something so magical about it.
Well, this is why I listen to you guys, like on my drives, is because, all of that stuff is the stuff that I grew up on and I love more than anything else in this world. I love all types of music, but the stuff that you guys play, on the station is like the jams to me.
Thank you, sir. Is there a song from the 90s that you wish you would have written?
Oh, gosh.
If you were
a
born
lot
then.
of them. I mean, geez. I mean, where do you begin? I was always a sucker for songs with hooks and titles that would sort of like move the hook as you go along. I mean, I've definitely, have favorites, but I honestly like. Everyone asks me all the time, like, what is your favorite song of all time? I don't really have one. It honestly just depends on my mood and the place that I'm at. Like if I'm in a bar somewhere drinking a beer, like I want to listen to probably a good honky tonk song. If I'm driving by myself and it's raining outside, I might want to listen to a heartbreak song.
Cry your eyes out.
So it just depends on my mood. But there are so many great songs from the 90s, and in my opinion, was probably the strongest, like. Just lyrical stuff in our format.
They're very storytelling, and your songs are a lot of like that too.
Well, thank you.
Which I love.
Yep.
And you're a great songwriter. Dustin Lynch was on the show, hell of a night, and he's your buddy, so that had to be cool to see him out there, familiar face. Cole Swindell, You Ain't Worth the Whiskey. I mean, we could go on and on talking about your cuts, but I'd imagine now with this new batch of music, it's hard to like decide what you want to cut and what you want to let go, release into the control of another artist. I feel like
when you get into this business, I feel like there's the route that I sort of took was start out being a songwriter and kind of have your songs be pitched to other artists. And so, those early years, that was my path. I started out, writing and sent songs to Cole and Dustin, and they recorded them, and, tons of others. And you're right. Now, I go into these rooms, especially after accomplishing something like winning the road, and the songwriters that I'm writing with are like, "What do you want to say?" Which I feel great to be in. But I honestly, believe that my approach moving forward is to just write the best song I can write that day, and I can tell you in the room if it fits what I do and if it was something I'd say, and if it's not. We got a lot of buddies out there looking for some songs, and I've always said, like, I want to be that double threat. I want to be able to have number ones that I record, but I also want to be able to call my buddies up and say, hey man, like I wrote this last week and this feels like something you would do, and I want to be able to continue to do that as well, and write songs for other people.
That's a good way to put it. I love that. So it's almost Christmas.
Yes.
You gonna take some time off, chill out a little bit?
I am so looking forward to a break. I'm leaving the day after Christmas to go to Texas. Yes, I'm going to go unplug. I've got a friend down there. I've been going several years now. It's like this redneck Disneyland is what I like to call it. It's a place that I can go. It's 30,000 acres. I can, if I want to wake up in the morning at 9 a.m. and drink a beer, or if I want to sleep till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I can do that as well. Do a little hunting, just kind of ride around on side-by-sides, hangs out with some friends. No cell phone service. I'm not going to check any kind of Instagrams or TikToks or any of that, and just get away for a couple days. It's been it's been a long year. It's been a great year, but I think it's time to have a little bit of an unplugged moment.
That's nice to reset. You might even write some good songs.
Who knows?
While you're out there.
Definitely we'll get some song ideas. I can tell you that for sure.
Sitting in a stand. There ain't nothing like it,
That's
huh?
right.
Like a true country boy. What's Christmas like at your house? Any recipes? Do you cook? Well, I know you ball seafood. I've been to one of your house parties before.
Yeah.
But what is Christmas like at the Sanders house? You going home?
I'm going to stay here. Christmas has always been kind of low key for me. Thanksgiving is kind of my family's big holiday. We all get together and there's 50 of us. But Christmas, I feel like is more in our individual families. So I'll probably go over to my dad's house and just kind of hang out with him and my stepmom and see my brother. And my brother's got a little boy now, and he's just 2.5. So he's just now kind of getting into that like Christmas spirit, and he's all about music right now and watches my videos on YouTube nonstop and playing guitar. And so I bought him a guitar. He's a lefty, which I'm not a lefty. So I bought him a guitar for Christmas. I can't wait to give it to him.
That is so special. And he'll always remember that Uncle Adam gave him his first guitar.
Yes.
Might even follow in your footsteps.
Honestly, it's so crazy because I was bit with the music bug like from birth, and to see him, it's like I'm really looking at like a reincarnation of me. Like he is just all about music. He mimics all of my moves on stage, and he's just playing songs, and it's so funny to watch. It's pretty cool.
That's so sweet. Well, he's gonna freak out after this finale, huh?
I hope so.
Yeah. That's so sweet. It was funny when you said in one of your interviews that people kept telling you not to give up on your dreams, and you said, I don't know if it was because I sucked, and they just kept
seriously. Honestly, like through the years, I was a kid that like always sang at talent shows and any kind of fair and festival that I could do along the way. And I just had such a love for it. And I'll never forget, like all of my teachers, family members, friends, everyone was always like, you're going to move to Nashville one day and you're going to do this, and like never give up. And I still have those messages today, even after winning the road, they're like, hey, keep going, keep going, keep going. And I think it's just people recognizing how far I've come, and it's taken 15 years to sort of get in this position. But like I said, it's always been for the love of music. It's always been about, the passion for playing music. I could care less about, the fame or, the financial side that comes from it. I just want my music to do what Alan Jackson's music did to me as a kid, and how special that was to me. And so if I can make people feel that way, that's what I'm in this thing for.
Well, you're doing the dang thing.
Thank you.
You'd get it if you did it, right?
That's right, 100%.
Yeah.